One vision, super snail. Good morning, one and all. It's E.T. in the house, or in the garden actually. Got me brew. It was nice chatting to you folks last night. Really good time. Probably a little bit too much red sauce. But never mind. Enough of that. Where was I? Oh yes, the screen. This is me little chicken. You saw the restoration of that, hopefully. If not, go and have a look. This is the little screen, and believe me, that's a little bit too low, isn't it? It needs to be up here somewhere to protect my beautiful features for the coming winter. So, I've got to clear out this so I can get... Yes, it hasn't broken, it's a folding bike. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. There's my apple cider press. Okay, there, at the back there, if you can see that, that is the polycarb sheet. I'm going to hopefully try and fabricate some sort of screenage to go on there. So I think I better finish my brew, get into the land of the living, and crack on with this, don't I? Really. Tools required. I've got many saws. I have a very blunt axe. That should do it. And yeah, plenty of enthusiasm. What is the dog barking at? I don't know. Might be someone at the door. Right, onwards and upwards. Okay, brew is done. Kids are in the pool. Sorted. Let's crack on. Okay, this is the stuff. It is polycarbonate. Marlon FSX. I don't know what that means, whether it's GTI or turbo or anything. This is a bit worrying. Storage. Sheets stored outside must be protected from sunlight and rain by appropriate opaque waterproof cover. It's going to be a bike screen. Mind you, we are in the UK, so sunshine is a little bit dubious, isn't it? Okay, remove film. All packaging film must be removed immediately after installation. No shit, Sherlock. Okay. For full information on technical properties, installation and cleaning methods are available upon request. On request even. Use only compatible sealants. This sheet has UV protection on two sides. Okay. Before installation, pull back film from all sheet edges by approximately 50 mil. I can do that. I can actually do that. That's not an issue. And that's about it really, isn't it? Okay. Right, let's whack it on the bike. Job's a good one. Do you know what? It could catch on, couldn't it? What do you reckon, guys? Yeah, that's spot on, isn't it? needs a bit of heightage going on there. It's pretty thick, actually. I thought it was thinner than this. My eye micrometer says that is 4 mil. Does it say on there what size it is? No. Just polycarbonate flat sheet. Doesn't say what size it is. That's a shame, but I reckon that is the best part of 4 mil. Might even be 5, you know. Ooh. No, that isn't the stuff. That is, well, it is the stuff, but this is the actual sheet. So, yeah, have no fear. Let's whack that on the bike and see what it looks like. Okay. Right. Let me pop. Right, there we go. I think I ought to remove the plastic cover, don't you? Now, I reckon that's going to protect me from the elements proper good. Yeah, I reckon so. Anyway, I'm going to doodle out the rough shape after I've removed the tiny little original, so you can see. I mean, it's only it's a bend. It's a bit of a concave, but this stuff should do it quite nicely, shouldn't it? And I think I may even carry it over. If I notch out a little notch out the polycarb there, I should better, you know, carry it over a little bit, just to give it a bit of arcage to cover my girth, shall we say. Right, Edie, stop mucking about. Right guys, I'm going to put that down there. I'm going to get out my B&D workmate and crack on with it. Right, to the spanner mobile to get out some spanners and get that little tiny screen off, and we'll do some magic. Right, well that was pretty easy. I've just taken off these two indicator covers off of the front of there, undone the two 10mm bolts which hold it onto there and there, and there we are. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well 3 Phillips screws and 2 10mm nuts. So that's quite a good anchorage, isn't it really? So that's pretty good. Right, let's whip that off and see how we get on with the good part. Right, now I've sat on the bike, so I need some sort of measurement now, don't I, from there to how high I want it. I don't want it to look stupid. Like me, I look stupid enough on it as it is. Stop laughing in the back. Right. Okay, so I sat on the bike, and if I drew an imaginary line across from the top of those wing mirrors, that's in line with one of my chins. Easy, grow up, will you? So I'm looking at about sort of 6 inches past. How long's 6 inches, ladies? Yeah, 6 inches up from there. So if I go sort of, if I put that on the bottom there, like that, and then sort of 6 inches up there, we're looking at sort of 450 to 500 millimeters, or 45 to 50 centimeters. I don't think that's going to look too mad, actually. I'm going to go with 50 centimeters or thereabouts. I can always remove if I have to. And because this original screen is curved, when I bolt that flat piece of perspex on there, that curvature will give it rigidity with the oncoming wind. Right, now I was on about last night about giving it a natural bend using a bit of heat. You know, I could even sort of lay my apple press on its side, couldn't I, and sort of put a bit of pressure either side and just get the hot air gun just to see if I can just tease a slight curvature in it before I drill the holes, because as you curve something, the dimensions of the hole gaps will be different, won't they? Lots to think about. With a foggy head, it's not easy, but the sun's out and it's nice and warm. Reminds me, I need to take this off in a second. Right, let's get the marker pen out, do some width measurements of exactly what I'm after, and get some height, doodle it onto there, doodly doodly, and see what we come up with. Isn't it exciting? Place your orders now. Okay. What do you reckon, Win? Is it a go? Right, I've done my 2 doodles of sort of shapeage that I'm after. These are my fingernails, basically. I don't know, that looks old fuddy-duddy, doesn't it? Mind you, I am old and fuddy-duddy. But I'm leaning towards the angular design, just because this is, you know, sort of late 80s sort of angular styling, isn't it, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think great big sort of fingernail shape. I'm going to go with the angular. Now, what I've done so far is I've measured out the 415, which is the edge of that, to the edge of that, which is that and that, and I put that on there. You can see that arc, look, can't you? And I squished it down, and then I sort of traced around it, if you like, basically like that. Then I did the holes with this pressed down, so when we get the right curvature on this, those holes should be exactly where they're supposed to be. That makes sense, doesn't it? Say yes, easy. Yes, easy. Right. Now I've measured the top. That is 500 from there to the bottom of this. I'm not going to worry about cutting that black line there. I'm not going to worry about that. That can just stay as is. I'm just going to literally cut up from there and then around and follow that line, and then I need to decipher which angle I need to give me about 4-inch or possibly 5-inch plateau at the top before I start to bring it down. Now this little tool is awesome because I can use this quite happily, and I don't know if you can see that, but when you move this, the angle goes up, so I can get the correct exactly anglage from each side to meet up the top. Up there for thinking, you know the rest. Okay, right, let's give that a go. I'm just going to stencil out what I think is the right angle at the moment before I decide which weapon of choice to use for the cutting out. Now, as you can see, what it was basically to transport this piece, that was where was it? Sort of something like that. I think it's that corner. But to get it my mode of transport, I had to whip that off, and I whipped it off with the angle grinder, wherever it is. It's up there somewhere. And it's actually not a bad finish. I reckon with a bit of emery paper on there, that should smooth that up quite nicely. You know, so I don't know. Angle grinder, very thin bit it's got, a very thin blade it's got. So a very steady hand, lots of batteries. Take it nice and slow. Even perhaps use a piece of wood to run the blade next to as a guide, as opposed to like freehanding it. Well, I'm pretty good with freehand. Stop it. But I don't know. People have said about all different sorts of saws. I have all those, but with saws comes. It's just going to take a time, isn't it? That's all it's going to do. It's going to take me a while. So I'm not going to rush into that. I'm going to mark it out and have a really good think. I have demo pieces to practice on, don't I? So whatever I choose, I will practice on that first. I'm kindly leaning towards the angle grinder. Okay, right, let me crack on with this and we'll see what happens when I've cut it out. Okay, one other little top tip or trick, if you like. I found the height by measuring, okay, that's fine, but I need to find the centre line, don't I? Because that literally is just a guess, that line there. So I need to find that central point so I can draw a line across the top. That's what I need to do. So basically what I do is go from a fixed point. Now I have fixed point there, that little square, and a fixed point there, that little square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the very last 16th and the centre of that hole, and what we got up there, I will draw a line like so, and then I will do exactly the same again. I will put that very last 16th in the centre of that little square there, and then look up there, and I will draw a line which intersects with the other line, and that will give me, technically, won't it, that will give me my centre line to work from. Top tip there, not bad. Right, that wasn't as easy as I made it look. Okay, well there is my doodle. Okay, it's a little bit hit and miss, but you can see that's the corner, obviously flat top. Well, it's not flat. I've used that curve on the top of there on there. So I've literally sort of just transferred that curve up to the top of there. So it's got a slight curve on it. I will notice it because I'm a bit Allen like that. And we have that curve there, made with the accuracy of one of those spray cap top. Okay, now I did think about coming out here a little bit, sort of a bit of hand protection, and then perhaps in or up at a deeper rate, but the more surface area of that screen, the more resistance it's going to be pushing back from my speed, and I'm going to be losing speed because it's like having a sail there. So the smaller the screen, really, the better. And another thing, because because this sits in there like so, if I was to come out, okay, you go around there then, if I was to come out there further to sort of shield my hands, if you like, and then try and go up over here, you can see that the wing mirrors are going to foul the screen, and I don't want any of that, you know, that like that plastic squeak when you're going along, that tiny little no. I could move the wing mirrors around a bit just to sort of get rid of that, but no, I'm going to go with what I've got here, and hopefully if I balls that up I have enough area there to make, I might actually just make a shorter one anyway, just in case when I get old, you start shrinking, don't you? When I get old I'll be able to change it for the lower one, so less resistance, more speed, less weight, more speed. Right, now I am going to attempt to cut this out. I hope the neighbours aren't looking out the window. If they are, I think they are. Anyway, right, I'm going to cut this out somehow. I think I need another brew, don't you? Oh, I need to get down the shops because I need a new bubble for my spirit level. It's gone. It's run away, and that one isn't much better, is it? It's the biggest bubble I've ever seen in a spirit level, but there's one in there, so that's not bad. I'm stupid. Welcome to my stupid world. I'm a bit Betty at the moment, Betty Swallocks. Right, I started off doing the outline with the ultra thin angle grinder. Then I decided to use my vibrating tool, which did a beautiful job of just going in that channel that I'd made with the angle grinder. So yeah, all's fair in love and war. Now I've just got to detail around those two corners, and I've got to literally nip off that piece there, both sides. Like I say, the bottom piece can stay as is. It's not hurting anything. If it goes down deeper, ooh, misses. And then I need to chamfer off with some sort of sanding thing. I've got my little mouse. No, I haven't. I burnt my mouse out, didn't I? Just got to take that back to that line there. Then we'll be ready for the bending. I'm just going to see what it's like without the bending. Might be able to get away with it. Flipping heck. Yeah, just in the shed here, listening to the songs all day. Remembrance, you know, the Queen, obviously, and the yeah. So that's good. It's really nice just to have no waffling, no babbling, just music. Ooh, I've got my dual chargers on go there. Where is the other battery that needs charging? There it is. So let's uncharge that one. Look, we're even pack tested, look. There we go, flashity flash. Charge, thank you. Right, I've got lots of sanding to do, haven't I, before I peel off and reveal that I've scratched it all on the deck in there. I hope not, I really don't want to spoil that. Okay. Right, let's crack on.
It's like I have fuck all else.
My lovely camera lady person, it's rolling, okay. Anyway guys, I have had my thing on. Go back a bit.
Oh crap!
What are you trying to do, get my face?
Yeah.
Did you bang your head?
No, I caught my leg on that.
I have been using the belt sander to finish the job off. I am pretty much there now. That is a beautiful edge all the way around. I will give it a fine, like 2,500 wet and dry paper, just to... What are you doing? Looking at my nostrils.
It looks like you've been snorting something. You should.
Ooh, madam, line up the £10 note. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
No,
Ooh.
no, you've got it up your nose.
So yeah, polycarb for your nose is really fantastic. I always use PPE, like what I don't do. Right, okay, so I've got a brew there. That is that. Don't play with it too much, lads, because if you play with it too much, it will go out of shape, won't it?
I guess so.
It'll go out of shape. Don't play with it too much. You know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you'll get a big divot. Oh, it's just a nightmare. Right, so that's ready, literally, for me to do some haulage and offer it up. But once Caroline is finished doing what she's going to do upstairs in a second, she will then come back downstairs, hopefully, if you come in a bit, love, because of the brightness of the sunshine. That's it. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, she'll begin giving a hand to try and bend this with the use of some heat over that apple cider press.
Will I now?
You might be. Anyway, I'm really happy with that. That's come out really well. I've been at this, as you can see, I've been doing the lines for about an hour. I'll tell thee. Right, so it's now time for this fantastic brew, and you can press pause now if you like.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, holes are drilled in there. We've got that's 5mm, and that's 6.5, 6.5, 5, because that's the size of the screws. I drilled it on this piece of wood, as you can see, just so to avoid cracking or anything like that. Now I had to do that because to try and attempt to bend this stuff, I'm going to be using the hot air gun. Okay, now if I just hot air gun this piece here, this cover is just going to wrinkle up, isn't it? So if I took that cover off, I wouldn't have known where the holes were, you see. Right, now before I do anything with that hot air or anything, I am going to try to bend one of these pieces, these old sampley pieces. I might actually keep that bigger one and try and bend my fingernails. Let's just take this off of here. Okay, let's not. Listening to my favourite song. Come on. Great big nails. Oh, this stuff sticks like, what do you call it, to a blanket, doesn't it? Oh, this is fun, isn't it, doing this? Oh, baby. Oh, so much fun doing that. Right, let me just pause you there, because I've got to do the other side as well. It's clear to see, isn't it? Okay, let me have a go at hot air in this. I will... Oh, my beautiful assistant has gone to do her things that she's doing. So I will probably put this on a slab, probably on a piece of wood or two, heat that up gently and just put the hot air gun down, put it on my thigh and just try and jimmy it with two hands to get a bit of curvature in there, because curvature equals strength, doesn't it? And it also makes the air, it's not like just hitting a wall, is it? The air will divide round the screen, technically. I don't want to put too much of a bend in it, because it'll be like looking out of a goldfish bowl, won't it? You know what I mean, lads? If you've looked through quite a concave screen before, it's all like, you know, everyone's got big noses and all that kind of stuff. It's funny, but that's not what I want to achieve. Okay, right, let me just turn you off there for a sec. I'm going to warm up my thing and try and bend it and see what happens. Fingers crossed. We are nearly there now. We're nearly at the finish line, so we'll crack on with it. Whew, okay, right, I had a cunning plan, and that was to heat it up, which I did thoroughly, and I put it across my thigh and I pushed down evenly, pretty much on the test piece. Let me show you the test piece. Here is the test piece, and it is pretty much, there's a slight kink in it, slight kink in it, so that wasn't working. So I went into the kitchen, filled the sink with really unbearably hot water, and I put the perspex in the hot water for about 5 minutes, and then I tried to bend it that way, and no, and you can see that's after the water and the heat treatment. So now what I've done is I thought of a cunning plan, more cunning than a cunning fox. Yeah, what was that, Blackadder, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. Anyway, so now I ratchet strapped the screen. Ooh, let's put it on there so I don't scratch it. Thus, and I put that ratchet strap on the top there, thus, and I've heated it, thus, and I'm now going to leave that to cool down and see if that helps. It's a plan, isn't it? So I might even give it another 2 or 3 coats of heat and then let it cool down. I'm just heating the one side, the concave, convex, the arch bit. I'm just heating that side, because if you heat the other side of the perspex or the polycarb or whatever it is, you're expanding the whole thing, not just one side of it. So one side would naturally want to expand, like a bimetallic strip. If you're not sure what a bimetallic strip is, it's 2 pieces of copper, I think, in tin or something, very very thinly squashed together. The copper expands a lot quicker than the tin, therefore it makes the little piece of metal with the 2 little sandwich pieces of metal bend and make a contact. That's basically what you got in relays and things. No, you got solenoid in relays, but no, you know what I mean. It's like a thermostatic. So I'm hoping it's going to have that effect by just heating that one side, allowing one side to expand, whilst the reverse side is still cool and relatively cool and not expanding the same amount. So anyway, when they cool down after 3 or 4 goes at it, it should stay in that position. We shall see. We shall see. Right, I need to do some tidying up now, because I am crackered. I need to go in, feet up, watch a bit of Google Box, and play some games, I guess, on the old Nintendo Wii. That's our plan. What do you think, guys, so far? Ooh, well, I peeled the other side off, the back side, and I've put it on. She's bolted down. So let's get the front nose back together and see what it looks like. Still got that bit of curvature going on at the top there. It's a nice height. It looks relatively square, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I like that. Right, let's have a look. Well, there it is. I've still got that top strap on, but Mrs. Strap on. ED, for goodness sake. What do you think, guys? Is that a win? Lose or draw? It's got a lovely curve on that. That's spot on. It's tight. It doesn't really bend at all, because it's pretty thick. A bit like me, really, isn't it? Right, should we undo this top ratchet? Oh, it has gone quite flat. Oh well, never mind. There is a bit of a bow on it. And by the time I'm doing 90 miles an hour, that speed and air pressure should bend, shouldn't it? Should bend that anyway. Well, there, I'm quite happy with that. Orders can be taken now. Absolutely not. No chuffing chance. I like that. Can you just grab that whilst I sit on it and see whereabouts my head...
Grab what?
Grab the camera.
Sorry.
Grab what you like, love, really. It's Saturday, isn't it?
As you go grab it. Grab what?
It's not the Sabbath, is it?
Don't think so, no.
That's not bad.
Yeah, because you have your helmet on, won't you?
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I am quite pleased with myself with that, to be fair. Do you know what? It's going to be great. Right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you again in the next episode, whichever that'll be. It'll either be the electric scooters, or it'll be Strip the Bergman down, or the aerial BSA. Okay, take care. See you later.